He said yesterday when they talked about should they hit Iran's nuclear, no, you shouldn't do that. I said, no, it's sort of just the opposite because the nuclear is the biggest threat we have in the world today. It's not global warming where the oceans are rising 1/8 of an inch in the next 500 years.
Yeah.
The threat that we have, the biggest threat is nuclear war.
Yeah.
You seem
Because-
concerned about that.
I am because it only takes one. I am.
Very true.
There are 5 countries now that have capability, and soon they'll have more. And we shouldn't let there be more. And I was at a point very good, despite the Russia hoax. It was a total hoax, and we were totally exonerated and everything else. I could have told them that the first day, but that causes a lot of problems.
Yeah.
A lot of problems, and they're a big nuclear power. We were close to a deal for getting rid of nuclear weapons. It would be so good.
For
Now-
all countries or just Russia?
We were talking about Russia, ourselves, and China.
Oh, wow.
And we would then bring everyone else into it and
So you all
Strongly.
would get rid of your nuclear capabilities.
denuclearize, yes. We were going to get rid
Totally
of
denuclearized.
nuclear because it's too powerful.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
You know, my uncle, Dr. John Trump, was
Country doctor.
Yeah, Dr. John Trump. Well, he was a nuclear doctor, actually. He was at MIT. He's the longest-serving professor at MIT. He passed away, great guy. He was a brilliant guy, a brilliant scientist. And he used to tell me, he said, a long time ago, he'd say, Donald, someday it's very dangerous. Somebody will be able to carry a small briefcase into a building in New York and blow up the entire city.
Oh, wow.
I said, you gotta be kidding me, Uncle John. That will never happen. He was like a really brilliant guy. He was there for, I think, 41 years. He's the longest serving professor in the history of MIT.
Oh, wow.
So when I understand physics and when I understand things well, they say, how come there's good genetics. You know, I'm a believer. Are you guys believers in that? Were your parents funny? Were they comedians?
Yeah, my mom's side was is Scottish. And,
Fellow Scottish, yeah.
Oh.
Scottish women tend to be
You know,
pretty-
my mom.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that, yeah.
And she was great.
Which, is that where you get your humor
Yeah,
from?
well, I'll tell you what. England at the time, they fought them for 1,000 years trying to get them under toe. They couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
They're very tough. That reminds me of my mother, come to think of it. Now, my mother was great. She was Stornoway,
Yeah.
the Hebrides, right? That's really serious Scottish.
Yeah.
But she was great. But it is true, when you see Braveheart, that was one of many times, for hundreds of
Did you watch that
years.
with your mom by any chance?
No, I didn't. I didn't get to.